fire now is closing in. Nothing to bear and nothing to win. Nothing to win. Could you believe? Could you believe? Could you believe? Could you believe? Step in the fire, take my hand. I'll take you higher than you've ever been. Than you've ever been.
Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day. Let's go right into the charts. Let's not waste a second more of your time, shall we? Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go. That move to the upside, though. That false move Monday fake out into Tuesday, Wednesday, possible continuation break into the upside regions. We did talk about the path paved to the upside after the liquidity grab. We'll get into the liquidity in just a moment, but just to look at the levels at which we broke down at, we went beneath these 786 region and wicked into the fair value gaps and the liquidity below. And this wick of this previous daily candle here is where we found support. And if we go left here on the chart, we could see that these were some previous day regions here that we were trying to reclaim as support after losing this previous attempt up here. So are we trying to reclaim this range and see ourselves to that 34 region? We took out a lot of the 100x guys that we were going over. Let's go to the heat map, shall we? What is the heat map? Well, it is when people leave their liquidity in the charts to be burnt to a crisp by the market maker for not using a stop loss. So let's see who did that today, shall we? So this is High Block Capital. It's $70 a month. We provide it to you daily here, free of charge. All you have to do is share us your time and attention. So as we go here, as we were breaking down last night, we saw this was after the stream. Sorry if we were seeing this personally, we didn't give this out on the stream, but just as you had these bubbles down below back here, and they came back and ate that liquidity, and then eventually came to eat this last 278 million. There was a large short open, $328 million pools up here, and they are right at the liquidation point of that final pool up here at 30,469.
Fatality.
Yes, if you don't pay yourselves when you're in profit, that's what happens, folks. So this $328 million character just got annihilated, thinking that the short was the play to be. And if you look at the downside now, you're getting a bunch of bubbles opening up as we go higher, and these other pools below are still caked up to be grabbed now in the 31,444 region. The path to the upside is 4 billion in short liquidity still available to be taken on this 1 minute time frame. Although we did look back, there are pools down below. They came back for our guy at 29 even. We'll get into that in a minute because that was on our charts from days ago. But that was interesting to note that they ate up both sides with the fury. That's what the market makers do, folks. It's a game of traps. As we said, Prince of Persia and all that fun stuff. Platform jumping. You got to be able to platform jump and pivot on a dime. So as you see, there is more now up above at 31.3, and they could just scoop right up on into that, mosey on into that without abating, because they ate all of the stuff that was listed below that we pointed out to you yesterday. So could they keep going higher? They certainly could on this 7-day time frame. Let's go to the monthly. We're going to keep this short but sweet. We're trying to get as many funded accounts linked as possible, so I'm trying to catch the New York Open to do that. So in order to do that, I need to stream sooner than later. So they came into these pools. Previously we were talking about these 30 billion down below, as opposed to not so much up above, except that 31.2 region. Once they ate that, they saw this 31.2 possibly coming to fruition. And why is that? Well, if we go to the higher time frame, we're going to see that's like 37 billion and possibly more. So 37 billion at 31.2. We've been talking about it for days. They could come back into this now that they've knocked out the 17 billion down here and the 30 billion that was imbalanced down below. There's only 11 down here at 28.8, and there's basically that much on the path up to 31.2. So is it guaranteed? There are no guarantees in life, but they could be continuing on that path to the upside. Tuesday, Wednesday normally complement into one another. So are we going to see a Tuesday, Wednesday push up to 34K? That could be a possibility, as strange as that is to say. But 31.2 is a conservative thing to look at as the pools start to get sparse up in the 32.4 region. So let's go into the 6 month. Shout out to everyone here. We got 6 confirmed views. Thank you for stopping on in. Bada bing, bada boom. So as we look up in here, we see some double digits on the way up to 34K, as we've been talking about. We do see some 17 billion down at 28.8, but that's easily offset by this narrative to the 31.2 region. Once again, we do have on the 3 month and that 6 month time frame this large amount building below. So could this be a stop hunt to just grab that 1 minute liquidity pool and we fade out here and do a massive dump? I have no idea. So always be open to any of the possibilities. There are a lot of pools down below on the 6 month and 3 month time frame. Let's go to the yearly. Sorry, we're not doing it as much of a diligent justice on the amounts here, but you could go back and watch any other day. The pools on the higher time frames don't change so much each time, but as you see here on the 31.6 region, we got double digits all the way up to the 34.8 region. So this narrative minus the 34.4 region, which is only 25 billion, there is that path to the upside being paved. We had previously come down into that 29.2 and grabbed that 55 billion. Did we actually though? Did we come all the way down to 29.2? Yes, we did. So that got knocked out of the game. So you got kind of sparse pools from 28.8, only 30 billion down here. So 38.8, you got 15 billion up here. So if you come up to this and the 34 billion at 31.4. So it's interesting. That was an interesting Tuesday play. Let's see how New York kicks it off. Let's go into the charts and the fibs and all that fun stuff, shall we? Let's get out of our pitch fan stuff and go straight into where we were talking about last night. Last night we were talking about this point of interest. This was a guy that was lost to Father Time on the 1 minute. It was one of these pools that was like in the 300 million region, similar to this guy, 328. It was a similar size bubble at 100x, which is why we put it here, and that's where we came back down to. And yeah, if you look at the chart for what is this, Coinbase, and you do the fib retracement from here to here, that was a nice golden pocket bounce off of that on the Coinbase chart. Interesting to note. Do we have that same level if we just use this daily time frame? That is a 618 off of this vector candle out on the daily time frame. So this is a 6.5 bounce off of that region. Also removal of that vector, so we can remove this guy. He was dead on arrival. And so now we're seeing that possible rejection of another fib retrace on this area here. So if you pull your fibs down from swing high to swing low, like so, then you'll basically, and then you take off all the other fibs and leave the pocket and golden pocket intact, you could be seeing this golden pocket rejection, just putting that as a possibility, because they got what they came for, which was the over leveraged 25x short guy. However, you do have these bubbles stacked up, these ones that opened up shorts just now on top of all the ones here that are still 4 billion in short liquidity that could be slurped up to the upside. So this short squeeze could continue to 31.35 for that $31 billion grab on the higher time frame of the 6 month and yearly. So we're not necessarily over on this as much as it seems impossible to think. We could just keep on going, but always keep in mind we could have that rejection. Let's go ahead and look at some indicators. Let's just throw on Momentum Master, bada bing bada boom, put my heads up display on, put on the Momentum Master. What is Momentum Master? Link in the description. MomentumMaster.info for more information. You can go down to features, toggle all the features yourself without having to purchase, and just see what it looks like in its beauty. This is Bitcoin's local bottom, constructed by yours truly over price action using the indicators in Illustrator, and you can look at individual components and read about them at your leisure. So go ahead and do that. We're talking about the leading moving average formula and how it led us to believe that downside play and retrace was in store for BTC. Why was it in store? Well, you had this close of the 22 and the possible suppression of the Williams, which we did have. Come on, bro, load properly.
Come on, man. Why are you taking so long?
So we're getting this cloud kiss off of the adaptive on the 22. What is the cloud? Well, you go to Trend Cloud and you can read about it. It's a volume weighted formula, a volume weighted cloud formula which expands and thins according to the volume in the asset. Also honored the ATR exactly. These are back tested levels to a T. Boom, boom, just wicked off that nicely on that liquidity grab 618, 6566 region of that retrace. So this pool, which was 100x guy, is still on the table. There is a vector fair value gap here. So could this just be a fake out, fake out, fake out? I have no idea. They are acting mighty hungry in their liquidity grabs these days, so you got to be very careful and quick to pay yourself, because they are getting hungry for some shorts and longs. So this is why where pattern trading will fail you, because there's not really clear patterns that you can see within this necessarily. You just be flopping and groping around. But yeah, we had this baseline cross here that was giving you this back on Sunday, I believe, and maybe Saturday. We were talking about this too, and looking for the 22 to close on the weekly candle close, which dumped in your face. So where are we now? We're at the top of the Keltner channel on the 12-hour. Let's see how our Momentum Master B is looking. Looks like it's just starting to take off, but this could be a fake out because the Williams is still high. It could keep double topping scenario here, and then this, let's just try to find a situation where we were high on the Williams and low on the 12-hour, and we managed to get a play out of it. So that happened here. Okay, we were high on the Williams, and then we came down, we liquidity grabbed out. This was in January. So are we going to see something similar to this, where we got low and we came up, and then we went sideways for a ways and then retraced? It could be something similar to the Thursday, January 19th idea, where we were high on the Williams, but we reset the 12-hour here. You never know. That was a mighty juicy liquidity grab, a bullish engulfing, if you will, and we kissed right off the cloud, which is bullish and not abating necessarily. So there's no reason to suggest a drop here at this point on the 12-hour. You could see that 12-hour play out to fruition. No guarantees necessarily. The 6-hour also gave you that nice 5 entry down here at 3 in the morning my time. After the liquidity grab, if we go to the lower time frames, you'll see more of those dynamic alerts here, which you could get to your phone. Shout out to the people in Momentum Master. You're most likely getting a MACD cross coming in on the 6-hour here in 5 hours time, if it continues without giving back some of the juice. So once again, we're here at 30,490. Let's make sure he's out of the game for sure. Once they absorb that, you expect some sort of retrace, so you could scalp this for a small little retrace, although you'd be ultra tight in your stop, because as they absorb this 328 million, somebody's cashing out off their money, and they have that buy side liquidity while they sell into that, and that whale disguises their position like thank you very much as they retrace into these 110, 105 million. Because on the immediate here, if you just look at these bubbles here above, so it's just the game of cat and mouse. They come eat the liquidity, eat the liquidity, eat the liquidity, eat the liquidity. That's all it is. It's just a game of liquidity traps. Liquidity versus liquidity provider. Who will win? The liquidity provider always wins if you don't pay yourself. Who is calling me right now? Is it my friend? Yes, it is. I'll have to call him back. So this could be the place where you take a short to go into some of this liquidity after absorbing that big player that just got knocked out. Not financial advice. Do your own due diligence for entering any trade. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. So let's see, shall we? Let's let's go. So the 4 hour is still thinning unless we can reclaim this cloud, kiss, and bounce out of here and see this curve in the manner. If we fall back below this purpleness still could continue, if you will. This could just have been a grab to the shorts to say you're not getting paid that much, buddy, and then continue back down into this. You never know. Got to be open to every possibility, any and every possibility as we see it. Let's go to the 1 hour real quick. The 1 hour is extremely overbought, and you could come down to the realistic thing here could be to come to this thinning cloud and then bounce off the cloud. That would be your nice play here for a continuation. If you go to a fib thing, that also coincides with the pocket. That's why we got our pockets everywhere. We're getting rejected off a pocket. You get rejected off a pocket. It just plays pocket after pocket after pocket. It's like pocket pool. Get your hands out of your pockets, man. So yeah, we could come down to here and see ourselves get that SR flip. You never know. Recover this vector and try to come into the stop loss under here as the cloud starts to thin on the hourly time frame. Just an idea or two. Go to the 15-minute. Let's look at B while we do this. So the 15-minute Williams is overbought. We could come down with the 15-minute here. As furious as we came up, we could come down. There are no support. There's no such thing as support and resistance. It's all just liquidity. You just try to glean some sort of semblance of coherence within the noise as you see it with the math that you use. But there's no such thing as a trend line that actually exists. It's all just in your head, as is reality. So if we look here, we bounced off the 6.6, and now are we getting rejected off the 6.6? Who knows? The shadow knows. Well, let's go to the 15 really quick. Shout out to everyone here. Booyah, booyah. Massive move to the upside here. You're getting this dotted yellow line, by the way, is daily support and resistance lines that you first meandered around here, and now you're getting rejected off that, which also happens to be that character we just annihilated. But if you were in Momentum Master this morning, you would have received this 6 alert to your phone, which coincided with the liquidity grab 618 bounce out of here. And you're seeing this cloud thin, and we didn't even come back to kiss it, and we were gone. Tempted to, but it was just too bullish and we were out. So we're going to try to get prepared for the New York session in about 10 minutes, so we're going to just be short but sweet. But that was a nice massive move to the upside. We got you tuned in with the liquidity though. You got, once again, 4 billion in shorts still remaining up above, and you still have some guys opening up below in the immediate that are larger players. So after knocking out those big guys, you do have large pools of 100, 100, 100, 100 versus 75, 79, 79. So it's just 30 billion imbalance for coming down into these guys a little bit. Preferably the 100x get knocked out first. Do you go into the 50x or not is the question. And you could call that a, flag, whatever you want to call it. So on and so forth. So 5 minute oversold, 15 minute kind of oversold, getting wicked off that region. So they're playing some juicy liquidity games. Let's go to the S&P. We were wrong about predicting it going down. We were trying to coincide that with BTC. It did come down a little bit, but then it bounced back around, W'd out of there. But from that point, you could have seen that was Saturday though. Monday, seeing this down for the second leg. We've been recently into the NASDAQ but we're not going to try to chart that for you. We're just going to go into the S&P as it mirrors BTC the most. So let's go into the futures data. Boom. So you had the upside play for that as well. So you're likely going to see a gap up here on the S&P, which could see that retrace back into it. Let's go to the hourly time frame. Yo, 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 Rayman, what's up? Alright, here we go. So we were wrong about this possibly coming out. It did come down even, it was super bullish, so it just went up further from there. There's times we are super on point and times where it just doesn't do what it's going to do. It just does what it's going to do. So we're seeing basically like a rising wedge, just ascending channel to the upside here on the S&P. Getting overbought on the hourly, similar to Bitcoin, and the 4 hour still has some juice. So it's going to gap up for the S&P because the futures is doing that. Where are we reaching as of this moment? Let's just do this. Previous range high. Still have room to go further from here or here. So could we go up into these regions and try to take out the highs before doing something? You never know. We got that 4 hour juice still happening on the S&P. Could come up here. Let's look at the 6 hour. Still got a little bit more juice, double topping. Getting that nuke just flashed. Did you see that? Nuke starting to flash a little bit. The last time the nuke flashed and closed, we dropped by 1.5%. So we could get that nuke trying to stop hunt rise the highs before they drop it. I don't know. That's kind of like an extended M. You know, you never know. Kind of getting like bearish divergence on the money flow. Kind of, but Williams is high on the 12 hour. Let's look at the 22. Got about 9 more minutes to give. Yeah, pretty much overbought. So it looks like you're trying to take out the stops on the shorts, getting that buy side liquidity taken out, the pools taken out over here before deciding whether they want to go into the nether regions below or to kiss the cloud and whatnot. We'll just put it for you there. Dollar. What did the dollar do? Not much of anything. Just kind of stayed in this range, shoulder, head, and shoulder. I don't know. Are you going to see some sort of hurrah at some point? We were saying these double bottoms looking kind of sus for continuing forever. I don't know what type of news plays are around the corner. I don't really pay attention to it until after it occurs. So this dotted line that we're at for BTC, we still have the daily cross down event. Could this just be a fake out to the shorts to not pay them before they actually continue lower? You never know. Got to be open to everything. They did take these guys out, and they could come up a little bit higher and take out some of these guys before it starts to thicken up down here. If you had a high block, you'd be able to watch as these things thicken. And that's about it. We'll say what's up to you guys one last time. I don't really have a level to give you. Discord, you are missing out because you got analysts from all over the world that are on point, and they're part of the Momentum Master army, so they're all using the Momentum Master to see things as they see them. So let's go ahead and load that if it loads properly. He was calling that bounce back up to the V-shaped here. Shout out to Weatherman, good call on that. I think Rainman had you as well, he's pretty on point. Gotta know your order blocks, that's for sure. Not the same as support and resistance. Exactly. All right, ladies and gents, I just wanted to see. So you got the hourly overbought here. The 4 hours now getting overbought. So you could chill out here for a little bit for New York, go sideways, whatever. You could come back, kiss the cloud at some point, bounce off the 618 if you're going to continue. Get a shoulder, head, and shoulder out of here. How deep is it going to be? I have no idea, but we'll just put it there for now and leave and bid you adieu, because I got to get ready for the funded accounts. We're starting to collect them now. We got to get some profit on these 50Ks and link them up. So let's do it. So short but sweet, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on into live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace.